Hello friends and welcome back to another episode of Let's Play No One Lives in Heaven. I'm your host MagicManMo. Thank you to No One Lives in Heaven for sponsoring this video. Alright, last time we delivered that grinding stone that I definitely had the entire time. Can I do something with these? Should I pick these bouquets? Or should I just leave them alone? You may not believe that plants have feelings, but you feel the gratitude of the unpicked flowers. I have no reason to pick them yet, so I'm just gonna leave them. I definitely don't want to relieve myself again. And I'm definitely going to go ahead and take a quick snooze so that it is nighttime. Whoa! Hey you. Oh, it's this guy. When the night comes, we go to sleep. We always do it like that. But you're not asleep. You're awake. You never went out at night? I'm going to say the first one. I don't know what you mean. I'm just about to go to bed like I always do when night falls. All right. So go to bed now then. Strange, I should think it would be natural for me to follow your request, but somehow I don't know how to do it. It must be because of your presence. You make me nervous. I think you'd better go now. All right. Oh, this guy's over here. Hey, what's up? We spend the night in the house. You must know that our continent is plagued by darkness at night. That is how night works. Darkness is normal at night. Why don't you stay outside in the dark? Yeah, why not? What a naive question. As if it were our own decision to go out in at night and walk out again in the morning. Have you ever seen a sunrise here? The day-night rhythm is nothing more than a change in the lighting engine and our location assignments. Once night falls, my location is here. Fair enough. What happens if you go out now? He's just gonna say he can't. It's hard to explain. If you want, I'll show you. Oh! Okay, yeah, do that. I really hope he doesn't just explode into blood and guts. Like a cat given candy. All right, go to the door. I'll follow you. No, you won't. Oh, he is. He's doing it. All right, I'm going to step to the door. Watch carefully. Okay, that's about what I expected. Great show, wasn't it? Looks like we're programmed not to exist outside the house at night. I don't understand it exactly. It's weird to imagine that they have the sentience enough to know that they're programs. I get it, because that's their entire existence. So how can you feel bummed about it? Well, they can't be upset, I guess, because that's all they've known their entire lives. But imagine you found out that you weren't a free being, that you had no free will, and that all of your decisions you make, wherever you go during the day, during the night, wherever you go, whatever you do, it wasn't by choice, but rather by some predetermined programming. And you have no way to break out of it. And yet you don't stop thinking. You can still think, you can still exist, you can still talk, you can still operate within some degree of freedom within your given parameters. But ultimately, your course is set for you. What a wild thought to think. I don't think of life that way. Maybe some people do think of life that way. Predestination believers and that sort of thing, perhaps. But to imagine that you found that out to be absolutely true, not just to believe it, not to just suspect it, but to find out that that is how things are. Would that not be just wild? Anyway, I'm going to talk to this guy. Hey, what's up, dude? Hey, what's up? The scorpion. I'm not trying to talk to the scorpion. I'm trying to stop moving. Orders given under cover of night are always particularly appealing. Am I right? You want to hear my mission? Why do you assign the job at night? I have heard that at night, the perception of all NPCs is reduced. That means they can only hear and see things that are less distant. Conversations are so much more relaxed because any eavesdroppers would have to get very close to us to hear anything. All right, what's your mission all about? Okay, watch this. I know a way to get to the 5th continent directly from here. That's where you want to go, right? I have no idea where I want to go. Is that where the castle is? I need to go to the castle and fight Bowser or something. I forget what my mission is. Sure I do. What's the catch? That's what I want to work for? Sounds like cheating. What's the catch? What's the catch? The catch is that you skip a significant part of the game. In return, you'll see the credits in a few moments and can say you've played through the game. Interested? No, are you for real? Are you for real? Are you for real? I'm curious. No. Okay, I see you want to play the game honestly. I admire people like you. I'd never be like that myself, but I can understand your reasons. Then good luck. I won't bother you anymore. No, I actually do want to... I do want to do it. I just want to save first. We have nothing more to say to each other. Your decision is... No! No, I've saved. I can't go... I should have saved in number 6, but I don't know when the last time I saved. I've made my decision. I will not skip to the 5th continent. Oh, man, I wanted to save first and then do it. Oh, well, my decision has been made. But if you play this game for yourself, you can give it a shot. You can give it a whirl. You can try it. Well, bummer. That wasn't a mission. That was just a way to cheat the game. Oh, what fresh heck are you? And he walked right to... I am terrified. Oh, God. Well, he actually looks a lot less terrifying in his picture. Thanks, sir. A player. You have to help me. What's up? What's going on? Since our creator has left us, my stage program consists of only one performance. I can no longer stand this artistic redundancy. You must help me get my plays back. Actually, I have been collecting those. I have a couple of them. Where can I find your plays? Okay, I'll get them. Is there no other way? All right, I'll get them. Oh, thank you. Now I can finally hope for some variety. Good luck, and please come to me as soon as you have found a stage play. Oh, God, why did you warp behind me? Come back here. I found one. I found a couple. I don't think all of them. How many are there? I don't know how many there are. Where do I find them? Maybe you'll tell me how many there are. I hope that you will find what you are looking for in the bookshelves of the other NPCs. You have to look in their homes. There are 4 of them all together. All right. I've got a couple. You don't have all 4 players with you. Keep looking. All right. That's fine. Who are you even? I am the local harlequin. My job is to amuse the people. Tell me a joke, dude. Okay, this one's my favorite. You gotta pay attention. It ends with a question. Among us NPCs, there are some who are programmed to fix bugs, game errors. But they only fix bugs for NPCs who do not fix their own bugs. Question. Do those bugs fixing NPCs fix their own bugs? I'm sorry, what? Do those bug fixing NPCs fix their own bugs? No. Huh? Tell another one. I didn't get that. Is that a joke? I was paying attention. NPCs who fix bugs. There are those who fix NPC bugs. Yeah, I didn't get that. That was the Russell paradox. The NPCs I'm talking about belong in the empty set, so they don't exist, even though we have a definition for their set. Of course, this is only funny if you assume that NPCs exist at all and are not just meaningless programs in a matrix. Is this a joke or is this philosophy 4? And you didn't tell me because we've done philosophy 1, 2, and 3. Is this 4? Am I being punked right now? All right, tell me another joke. An infinite number of mathematicians go to an inn. The first man's order, 1 beer. The second man's order, half a beer. The third's order, a quarter beer. The fourth's a quaver. Sure, etc. How much beer does the bartender serve in total? It's like what? Like less than 2 or exactly 2? It's not infinite because if it keeps having for like ever and ever and ever, right? It like never actually reaches 2. It's like it's a limit. In math, it's a limit. More than 2 liters, less than infinite. What was the question? Wait, let me think about this for a second. It's gonna be 1.9 period liter. What is a period liter? So if you have a 1 and you add a half, that's 1.5. If you add a quarter, that is 1 3/4. If you add an 8, that is 1 7/8. If you add a 16th, that is 1 15/16. If you add a 32nd, that is 1 31/32. And you see how it never actually adds to 2. It will keep getting closer and closer and closer to 2, but never actually 2, until you reach 1.9 repeating, basically, which, for all intents and purposes, is typically rounded to 2. So I'm going to say exactly 2, even though it's like a limit. With a Lime's equation, the number approaches the limit value but never reaches it. 2 is therefore unfortunately wrong, because the joke goes on. No, it's... Well, what? Well, you didn't give me the right answer, unless you wanted me to say 1.9 period, because it does go past 0.9. The bartender pours 2 liters of beer and says, you mathematicians have to know your limits. Oh, God. There's the joke. There it is. There's the joke, but okay, at least I understand the second joke. At least I understand that one. Give me one more, dude. One more. That's all the jokes I know. Oh, my God. Oh my god. Wait, can I get that second one again? I'm not gonna worry about that one. Tell me another one. Cause what was the question? More than 2 liters? No. No. So if I said 1.9 period, what is 1.9 period? Right? He must mean 1.9 repeating. I wonder if that's a translational thing. I wonder if that's a translational error because we usually just say 1.9 repeating, and you can indicate that by doing 1.9 and a line over the 9. If you do a line over the 9, that indicates 1.9 repeating. That's what I was trying to say earlier about the limits. All right. Okay, that was the answer. That's what I wanted to know. Look, I know my math, all right? And I wanted to make sure he was doing it right. I want to fill a bottle of water, dude. Hey, who's this guy over here? Hey, what are you all about? Hello, Magic Mama. I'm glad to see you are here. How do you know my name? Rolf and his number 1 told me you were coming. They also told me that you want to go to the castle, and that the fulfillment of your task you have there will change things for the better for all of us here. They asked me to prepare the way for you to the castle, so that you can fulfill your mission. Oh, okay, so you'll help me then? Not so fast. You're new here, and I'm not used to trusting rookies. Besides, the castle is heavily guarded. It won't be easy for you. Before I take you to the castle, you have to win my trust and prove your strength. All right, sure. What do I have to do that? As you may have noticed, all NPCs are stuck in time loops. Break through at least 5 of them, and then we'll talk again about the journey to the castle. How do I break a time loop? If I knew that, I would have done it myself. Use your brain. Talk to people. Figure out what the loops are, and then break them down. As soon as you have resolved 5 time loops, I will reassess your situation. Okay, sure. I think we're in 1 time loop with the guy who wants me to put out the fire. That's one of them. I don't know about the other 4. Maybe it's those people that can't leave their house at night or whatever. I'm not sure. I'm gonna fight this guy. Kapow! And what's inside this house over here? What do we got here? Well, hello, Mr. House. How are you doing? Nothing of interest in the... Oh, did that guy just disappear? Oh, no, there he is. What the frick? This is weird. What brought you here? Are you okay? Are you okay, buddy? You disappeared now. Oh, that wasn't a glitch. That was for realsies. I, not here. Sir has stolen. I am from different game. He's from a different game. You were stolen from another game? Exactly. Programmer. No one lives. Heaven have my source code from another role-playing game. A better one, might add. This role-playing, but a completely engine. I'm not entirely compatible. No one lives in heaven, therefore many functions are not. Yeah, can you tell me what game you're stolen from? I'm curious. The Unexpected Hero Journey, for sure, ever heard of it. Amazing. How can I help you, dude? Can I save your face? You must have my recalibrate and set it to engine, my source code, rewritten, but please be. Agreed? Yeah. How do I recalibrate your face? You, bonsai tree and start. You get on my engrams. Connect to those of the engine. It's very simple. Engrams? Like from Cyberpunk? I need to go to a bonsai tree to do something. Bonsai tree. Oh, there's literally a bonsai tree right down here. A bonsai tree. Tap it. Access to memory engrams. Recalibration of the development environment. Continue procedure. Yes. What? The number of memory allocations must be identical for recalibration. Convergence must be performed by manually pressing the green sensors. The instructions for maintenance assistance follow. Left sensor, -2 memory allocations. Sensor middle left, -1 memory allocation. Sensor middle right, +1 memory allocation. Right sensor +2 memory allocations. Oh, I did not memorize that. Okay, so 2, 1, -1, -2, -2, -1, +1. Okay, I get it. Oh, god dang it. Data engram 1 has not been compensated. Compensation must be completed. Okay, that's fine. Blank 5. Completely balanced. Collected data is transferred. Calibration of the engram is completed. And this needs a 2. I can do that just by doing this. Yes, it is completely balanced. Indeed. Well, this isn't so bad. Well, this isn't so bad. Yeah, no, I got this. I got this, guys. I got this. Da 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 da. Did I do it? Engram 6 has been completely balanced. I have completely balanced all of life. Did I do it? Are you recalibrated? I can speak and move normally again without disappearing in between. I have you to thank for that, don't I? Yeah, of course. Nope, it wasn't me. Yeah, calibrate your memory, dude. Obviously, you know quite a lot about programming. I know how to add. The game's engine and I are now in perfect harmony. Here, take this gold as a reward. I got 100 gold. I liked my earlier game better, but at least now I can interact with other NPCs. Take good care of yourself. Yeah, you're welcome, dude. A bucket of water. I wonder if the bonsai tree is watered with it. Maybe. Possibly. I gotta sneeze. I'll cut this tree down. It's mine now. Oh, there's a good... Wait, that guy's training outside. Wait a minute. Isn't that guy supposed to not be able to train outside? Oh, I gotta go talk to that. Wait, I gotta go talk to him. He's not supposed to be able to be out here, but I'm gonna open this chest first. Da 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 da! A golden coin! I don't know who's collecting that yet, and I have been ignoring those portals, if you're wondering. I saw another one. I will go check that out. Hey, what are you doing here? Oh, I can't even talk. Wait, oh. Whoa! Whoa, maybe it's a glitch. Maybe it's a bug. I can't talk to him. I can pass through him. Maybe it's a bug. Maybe it's just a bug. I'm gonna go with that for now. Oh, there's some fishing spots. Ooh. I know what I would like to do, but let's check out these portals. The portal does not appear to be pixelated. Apparently, its resolution is higher than the other assets on this continent. Sure, go in. What's the worst that could happen? Oh, this is the one that I ignored earlier? No, yes, no, yes? Yes. I wasn't up this far. No, wasn't there another one that I ignored that was, maybe that's the one. For some reason I was thinking wasn't there one down here, or am I ooh. Was there one down here? Am I making that up? I'm making that up. Ah. Have I been inside this house yet? I don't think so. Oh, it's the Stickman Man! Stickman Man, he's a Stickman Man. Stickman can, what a Stickman can do. I'll check him out here in just a sec. I gotta check all your barrels first. Hey, what's up, dude?
If it is a magic bubble, I've not seen you since heaven. To be honest, I had asked Rolf to cast me there. I wanted to meet you. Are you ready for another round of philosophy? This tower is not as clumsy as in heaven, but rather complex.
Oh, we'll see about that.
Rolf wrote me the text in heaven. Here in my house, let's talk about real philosophy. Are you ready?
All right, sure. Let's give this a shot. What is truth? Oh, fun.
Let us talk about what the term truth means and whether it really exists or whether it is just a distraction of the human mind.
All right.
So my question to you, what is truth?
Truth is the result of a falsification. That would be a lie, right? Or false or something? Truth is something absolute. No. Truth is something relative. Yes. Truth is an abstraction of the mind. An idea is an abstraction of the mind. I don't know what truth is. I don't want to philosophize. Because you do have relative truths where, right? So it's like, think about personal truths. This is the best example I can think of. Something that might be true to me in my experience and in my life might not actually be true to you in your life. So those are considered relative truths. There are absolute truths that tend to be of the, like, imagine like the mathematical nature, right? Where something remains true so long as something doesn't change. 1 + 1 is always 2 in our math system. I don't know what our math system is called. It's got a name, believe it or not. But you can invent a different math system where that's not true, right? So typically when you try to think of like facts, like truth and facts are not necessarily the same thing. But truth can be relative. But that doesn't mean when you're like lying or something, it's like I'm just giving my opinion, or I'm telling a truth in a certain sense or whatever. I think it also contextually matters, especially societally as a species. So you don't want to go around just making up lies and saying like, I didn't lie, I'm telling the truth. Truth is relative. That's not what that means. That's not what that means. But truth is something that's relative. So you mean to say that for any given circumstance, several correct truths, independent of each other, can exist? Interesting, but very vague. I explained it to you guys. I didn't explain it to him. Let's make it concrete. No, the truth is relative. My thesis is that I can represent any situation both positively and negatively, depending on the words I use. No, that's actually true. I have done that before. Like in the real world, like in a professional setting, where I had the power to wield whether or not a project was financially feasible, and I could say it is or isn't, and not be lying either way. I've done that. Like a politician who takes exactly those positions that promise the greatest voter approval, and if the voter's opinion were reversed, his position would be accordingly. Or like a student who is supposed to represent pro or contra in a role play and can put together arguments for both parties regardless of the content. What do you think? Is truth dependent on choice of words and persuasion? No. Truth is not dependent on words and persuasion. Truth is dependent on perception and experience. And the way we relay those truths are through words and persuasion. In fact, you can, with words and persuasion, stand for a side you believe to be false. But that doesn't make the statement true just because you said it's true. That still makes the situation false if you don't believe in it. So it's still perception and, of course, experience. Truth is viscous and undefined. Truth is dependent on the point of view. Yes, that is like the perception thing. There's truth without language. Correct. You don't need to be able to speak. Real truths are laws of nature. No, laws of nature are laws of nature. That's why they are different words. Your truth need not be mine. That is a fine enough statement, but it does not help in our conversation. I like both of these. I think the one that strikes most true for me is this one, because this one is the one that most directly actually disagrees with his statement that it is based on the choice of words and persuasion. I'm going to go with this one. That's an interesting point. Unfortunately, our thoughts are limited to language if we want to define a topic as big as truth. This is not true, actually. You can have thoughts without words, and although it is difficult to imagine, if you are a literate species or in a speaking species like we are as humans, it is difficult to imagine thinking without words. But imagine there are people that have been born mute their entire lives and have never heard words and can't therefore think in words. Or not mute, deaf. Mute and deaf, whatever. Deaf. People who are deaf have never heard words before. Maybe they're mute too, can't form them. They can't form thoughts by thinking words, or maybe they don't necessarily think that way, but that does not mean they're incapable of grappling a topic such as truth, but the way that they would define it in their mind, because they can't do it the same way we would out loud speaking, the way they would define truth in their mind and what it would mean to them would be very different than our conception of truth. We can think complex thoughts without necessarily needing words, but words do make it significantly easier to convey those thoughts to each other and therefore allow us to learn from one another. Much more easily done that way.
Well, let's take a closer look at your answer. When we speak of a truth without language for reference, we must look at a species that has no language and then look at their idea of truth.
That would be fair.
People are excluded, as are animals with rudimentary language skills, such as dogs or cats. NPCs also fall out, of course, but that goes by itself. To avoid having to open the discussion about the extent to which animals communicate in their own language, we simplify the topic and look at a simple earthworm. So, what do you think the truth concept of an earthworm would look like if you had to put its feelings about it into words?
It's kind of a silly thought, isn't it? What would an earthworm's concept of truth be? Honestly, it's unknowable. for you and I, it's unknowable what an earthworm's concept of truth would even be, because even besides language, you do have the question of, is it an intelligent enough creature to even grapple with truth? And therefore, you have to come to terms with, do you require some level of intelligence in order to grapple with truth? And is some degree of intelligence required to hold some degree of sentience or conscience? Do you need, or consciousness is what I meant to say. Do you have to be a conscious creature to hold truth? These are questions that we can discuss. The worm knows no truth. I'm not willing to go that absolute. The worm knows only the laws of nature. But that's just it. The worm doesn't know it. It lives it. Earthworms talk through touch. They probably do. Like, pretty much every creature communicates in some way. Even if they don't touch, a lot of creatures communicate via leaving off chemical signals as well, like excreting different hormones or gases and that kind of thing. Earthworms have their truth, I have mine. That's just kind of vague, isn't it? Earthworms, seriously. We can do the talk through touch. I think that's still the one that is most, I think that's the one that rings most true for me. Good observation, that is correct. They actually communicate their opinions and any sympathies through touch. Sure. So our lack of language does not apply here. But what if I told you that these touches are not the result of a conscious decision, but of a reflexive action, influenced ergo by air pressure? So you see, these things are often more complicated than they look at first, and depending on how we turn them, they present themselves in a different light. I think as a consensus, or at least as a compromise of our previous conversation, we can state that truth is dependent on the perception of the truth seeker. Now we're speaking the same language, Stickman. Would you agree with me there? I think so. Perception is subjective, everything else is objective. No, perception is all we have. That seems absolute. Nothing is more influenceable than perception. Well, perception is influenceable, but to say nothing is more, I don't know. Perception is truth. My perception is not your perception. I don't want to philosophize. Okay, you've given me some answers that are... So I would, starting from the bottom here, my perception is not your perception is not helpful in this conversation. I don't think. So I don't like that. It's like an obvious statement. Perception is truth. It insinuates that everything you perceive is true and that nothing you perceive is false, is the way I'm reading that. And you can observe and perceive falsehoods that you can consciously decide are false, right? You can make that determination for yourself. Nothing's more influenceable than perception. Makes it sound, again, that kind of feels like the reverse, where it's like everything is false, right? Because we're so easily influenced by our perception, or at least things are very likely to be false as a result. And therefore, it seems like kind of the opposite of seeking truth, in that there might not even be a truth. And then I do like this one. Perception is subjective, everything else is objective. That feels very determinate in a situation that isn't determinate. I'm going to say perception is all we have, because I feel like that's a true enough statement. Everything you observe and perceive around you is your universe. If you had no way of perceiving the world around you, would you have anything? You know, no sight, no hearing, no touch, no taste, no hunger, because that's a sense as well. Nothing, no senses. It's kind of like that nexus, like the void, the nothingness. And I can't even begin to grapple in my mind whether a sense of truth would even be helpful in that type of existence, if it is even truly existence and not, on the contrary, non-existence. If you existed in a state of non-existence, truth isn't just relative anymore. It becomes meaningless. It becomes meaningless to you. I'm going to say perception is all we have. Right? You have your visual perception, which can be fooled by visual tricks. You have your sense of touch, which has a remarkable curiosity that it processes heat and cold with the same mechanisms, and therefore performs the same neural processes. Only the interaction of heat or cold with the corresponding visual input gives the human being the information about which of the two it is. But since the visual can also be tricked, nothing resilient remains, so perception cannot be trusted. Wow, this guy keeps going, doesn't he? Our common sense leads us. We can trust plausibilities. We can trust nothing and no one. I firmly believe in perception. Truth is a word. Things are as they are. Yeah. Things that make me pause here. Our human common sense leads us, but that excludes non-human entities. We can trust plausibilities. Like, if something's plausible, that can help us make determinations, but that is not definitive of a truth or falsehood. And so to say we trust plausibilities insinuates that we should take plausibilities for truth at face value, and I don't like that. We can trust nothing and no one is like the opposite, where we trust nothing and no one, there is no truth, right? That's very pessimistic. Again, there's something to be said about holding a healthy dose of skepticism, but to say you trust nothing is a pretty lonely way to live, I think. I firmly believe in perception, completely flies in the face of the idea that our perceptions can be deceived. And so again, like I say, the one that rings the most true for me is truth is a word, things are as they are. What an enlightened statement, Magic Mama. I don't think we can say much more on the subject. We have gained a valuable insight that we should preserve. It was fun philosophizing with you. I hope to see you again at another time in another place on a different topic. All the best. I got a pixel ring. Yeah, I got an achievement. Truth Seeker. Ooh, what's the pixel ring do? A ring that does not seem to be made of metal, but of digital pixels. Extremely fascinating. It gives HP, skill, defense, magic defense, and luck. I don't know if I can wear it because I'm having some difficulty figuring out how to wear rings. And accessories, I can wear the pixel clock if I want to. Oh, maybe I should. My small pocket watch, actually. If I sacrifice 1 attack and 3 magic attack, I can gain 20 more health, 1 magic defense, 2 skill, whatever that is, and 1 luck, however that might help us. But we're losing some attack, but we're gaining a little magic defense, a little skill. I don't know, pixel clock? Small pocket watch or pixel? I'll go with the pixel clock. Let's roll with pixel clock, everybody. And that's gonna have to do it for this episode. If you've enjoyed it, what is your, hang on. I'll talk to you later. That's gonna do it for this episode. Thank you all so much for watching. If you'd like to enjoy this game and play it for yourself, there is a link down in the description below. But whatever you guys do, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you to No One Lives in Heaven for sponsoring this video. And until next time, wash your hands. All right, I'm out of here. Bye.